Hello everyone, Sports Guy Show, Shaked Vartalis here, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking at delicious, spectacular, amazing, incredible, healthy, homemade wings, which I finished making them a short time ago in an air fryer. So here's what I did for frozen wings and frozen vegetables. And basically, I wrap them with diced onions and cayenne pepper, red crushed cayenne pepper, and that is all. No extra virgin olive oil or any of that, because here's the deal. When you make food, ladies and gentlemen, in the air fryer, wings, chicken, steak you can make, pizza, pork if you want, non-pork, ribs, etc. In the air fryer, you don't need oil to cook in it. Which, don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, extra virgin olive oil as well as avocado oil, they are both very healthy. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, you really you don't need to use extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, or honestly, any sort of oil when you're using the air fryer, because it can cook the food naturally without the air fryer at the correct temperature. And I set it up for 25 minutes, 375 degrees in the air fryer. And the wings, they look spectacular. The vegetables, they also look pretty amazing. And I use the same spice for the wings as I use for the wings. Same spice I use for the wings, I used it for the vegetables. Because here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. You can make spectacular, incredible, healthy, yummy dish that your kids, your neighborhood, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your grandpa, your grandma, anyone, your friend, your boss, anyone would like, and you don't need to use a lot of ingredients. You really don't. You just have to find the ingredients that you like and go for it. In my particular case, I don't like to use salt. The only time I use salt is when I make turkey for Thanksgiving. Outside of that, I don't like to use salt. It's not my favorite spice. Now, some people might like salt, and that is okay, totally fine. But in my case, I find alternative for salt, which make my food tasting great, make my food looking great, and also making my food healthy. That is the goal. Find a food that you can enjoy, and also at the same time you don't have to run to the doctor. Oh my gosh, doc, my blood pressure is so high. Doc, my cholesterol is so high. Doc, my A1C is so high. No, you make a food, you enjoy it, and you like it, because here's the deal. Wings, and I like wings, ladies and gentlemen. I really like wings. But here's the deal. Wings, if you don't bake them in the oven, if you don't put them in the air fryer, they're actually unhealthy, because the skin and the oil temperature that it cooks, it's actually not healthy, really not healthy. Wings that you go to a restaurant, unless they bake them in the oven, It's not healthy, and we all have our guilty pleasure. I like wings just as much as anyone else, maybe even more. But at the same time, if you make the wings at home in an air fryer without using oil, especially not using vegetable oil or canola oils, two of the worst oils that anyone can use, ladies and gentlemen. They are really, really bad for your heart. They can clog your arteries and cause you heart attacks and strokes. So you don't use oil in the air fryer. You use vegetables. You don't use salt. You use diced onion, red cayenne peppers. And at the end of the result, with the vegetables, you can see you have broccoli, you have carrot, you have cauliflower. Healthy vegetables definitely go great with healthy wings. If you want to see, take a look inside. It's absolutely delicious. It's absolutely yummy. And it's absolutely healthy. So, as I like to say, bon appetit everyone. Smash the like button and subscribe for more cooking and great videos like this one coming up.